Hello, what is up guys? Welcome back to my new video. Today I'm talking about which is Minecraft Xbox One still active in 2025, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of the game, like the mini games that are still available today, and I'm gonna be talking about if they're still active in 2025, and I'm gonna talk about all of them. So yeah, let's get started. So the first game mode we're gonna be talking about, and sadly it's the most dead game mode right now, but it is like my favorite, and that is glide. So yeah, like I said, it is pretty much dead. Like, it has the least number of players like today, and you couldn't really find a ton of lobbies, especially for this game mode. But it does suck because it is a lot of fun, and a lot of the times you'll just be sitting in the empty lobby waiting for people to join you, which does suck. And I really, like I said, it's like my favorite game mode ever in this game. And you might find people throughout like random times, but even on the weekend you might find like barely any people playing this game. But it really depends. It is active sometimes. Like, if you wait patiently for like 5 to 10 minutes, you might find people, and if you're really lucky, even less. Or if you just get into a lobby, which is really amazing. But sadly, this game mode is pretty much dead in 2025, which is truly devastating. So the next game mode I'll be talking about is the second most dead game mode, and that is Tumble. So basically, what's the interesting thing about this game is that you often won't find lobbies, but a lot of the times when you play with, like, when you get into a lobby, there's usually like lots of players, which does make sense. But it is kind of active, and you could often find lobbies, but a lot of the times you also can't, and it does suck. And it's active more throughout the weekend because I guess more people are playing, but you also could find throughout like the day, depending where you live, that could also affect it. But yeah, it is kind of sad that it is kind of dead. But when, like I said, whenever you play, you could still usually get to a lot of people. But one thing I wanted to say is that it is still enjoyable, but just keep in mind it is kind of dead, and it does suck, but that is what it is. So last but not at least, the last game I'll be talking about is Battle, and this has to be one of the most active game modes today, in 2025, and you could find a ton of lobbies for this game mode, and it doesn't matter what time zone you live, for my experience, but I always could find a lobby, which is good because it is still active, and that is what I like about this game. Like, for example, like I just joined on a random Monday, like this random lobby with like AFK players who weren't playing, and then I just decided to join another lobby, and I immediately found another one, which is one thing I like about Battle. It is still really active, and even on the weekend, it's way more active than on weekdays, as from my experience. And I also noticed that on the weekends, if you're like lucky, you could get DLC maps, because a lot of people who are like experienced players own these maps. So that is one thing I like about. But even the base maps are pretty fun, like what I'm playing right now. But yeah, I feel like it is most active because back in the day, like, they added it like as the first game or something like that, or it had like a base from a movie or something. If, let me know if I'm correct about that, but that is what it is. And another thing I wanted to note about it is that uh keep an eye out, because there are a lot of very experienced players who are like very good at it, And there are also lobbies where you could have like really trash players who like don't know what they're doing, but that is from my experience. So you could either get very good or very bad players, and most of the time you could find games, which is really cool, and you could definitely have some fun, and it's pretty unique, which you don't get stuff like nowadays, especially like modern gaming. But it is pretty active, and this is worth playing 2025. So yeah, it is pretty cool. Anyways, that is gonna be pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you found this video useful. And yeah, and it sucks that most of these game modes are pretty much dead. And this is based from my experience. I also played a lot throughout this year, and like 2024. So I have a lot of experience, and yeah, that is why I share what I think about this game. And it does suck because I feel like last year had more players than like now. But it kind of makes sense, and I think many people are either transitioning to like the new Minecraft, which really sucks. I actually don't like the new game. Uh, but yeah, it is still pretty active, and some days you might find people, and some days you won't. But at the end of the day, it is still kind of active. Even if you can't find people, you could still often find lobbies, at least something. But yeah, that it is still kind of active. But yeah, that is gonna be pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching, and peace out, guys.